Hey, so today I am changing the screen of a broken screen from this Motorola Moto X. So the screen has been broken for a while, it still works, but it's getting worse. So I decided to just get a replacement screen and change it. So of course, the screen is held down by glue at the corners. So the first thing we have to do is loosen that glue. And to loosen that, what we have to do is to use a blow dryer. So you get a blow dryer. I'm using a mini blow dryer, which shouldn't be so powerful. You plug it in, you turn it on the low settings or high, depending on what you feel is good enough to loosen the glue. And then you just kind of put it all around and you loosen the glue. Once you feel that the glue is loose enough, the phone may be warm or hot at this time, you get one of those little plastic thingies that come in the replacement screen kit, and you gently pry the screen off. So what I'm doing now is I am working the little plastic thing gently underneath the screen, working it all the way around to ensure that I can lift the screen properly. At times you'll see me use the blow dryer again to kind of warm it up a little bit more, because sometimes the glue is a bit stubborn. You want to ensure that it's as soft as possible so you can gently lift the screen up. So it's repetition, a lot of repetition between, using the blow dryer to loosen the glue and then using the plastic thing there to kind of, remove the glue so you can lift the screen all the way up. I did a little pre-work on this one, as you can see how easy it came off. Right, so now that you have the screen open, you're seeing the battery, you're seeing everything, you're seeing the connections that we have there. As you can see, this is a cracked screen, and I'm pulling out the kit, which has the brand new screen. Woohoo! I think I bought this on Amazon for close to $30. This phone is not brand new, but it's a year old. So this screen is still popular enough where the screen price has not gone up too high. Some of the phones, when they get too old, the screen price is so high, it doesn't even make sense to buy it. So again, I'm showing the cracked screen. I'm double checking where the connections are. You have to ensure that you check the connections, and you have to ensure that most of them have this kind of clip up connector. Some of them are screwed down, so you may need to use one of those small screwdrivers that you see in the kit. The sellers tend to send the right screwdrivers or the right tools that you need to get the job done. So if you buy a kit, you tend to get screwdrivers with it. So here I am pulling the screws. I'm loosening the screws that holds down the little section, and I probably should have zoomed in a little bit more at that point, right? So if you have a screen like this, a phone like this, you'll know exactly what I mean. There are some little screws that hold down a little latch under where the connection is. So the connector is kind of a little clip. You'll have to clip it up, loosen the clip to be able to slide that strip of wire that connects the motherboard of the phone to the actual screen, the actual touchscreen panel. Right, so I am now I'm taking out the screen. I thought I had the screen in the other bag. I guess I have too many screens about. I am actually in the process of replacing the screen of an iPhone as well, so I may have taken up the wrong box originally. Cool. So now I have the screen. Okay. The voiceover is pretty cool, right? La da da dee. So I don't remember what I was doing in this moment. I think I probably couldn't find the right screw. As I told you, there are two different screens around. That won't be a big deal, because I was also changing the screen for an iPhone as well. Gotta get in there. Gotta make sure that I gently loosen the screw, find the right head. What happens if you use the wrong screwdriver, or sometimes you damage the head of the screw, and then it becomes almost impossible to loosen it and then to put it back. So you have to be really, really careful. If the screw isn't working, oh, I finally found the right screwdriver. If this screwdriver is not working, then just try to find the right one so you don't damage the screw. And also, while you're unscrewing, just be careful and don't damage any of the wires or damage the battery or anything else of super importance. So here I am, I'm taking out the screws one at a time, making sure I put them somewhere pretty safe. You want to ensure that you have them somewhere you can find them. And also sometimes the screws are of different lengths, so make sure you group them so it's easier to put everything back together. So I've loosened the screws, so I'm using this little plastic thing to kind of lift up the latch that connects the cable there, that connects the screen to the motherboard of the phone. Do they call the board that controls the phone the motherboard, the same way they do the computers? Yeah, I'm not a technician. I'm a software engineer for over years, not much of a hardware. I do know how to replace the phone screen. I could replace parts for my computer, etc. All of those things. But yeah, I'm not a phone techie. I think it's just like my 4th phone screen repair job. Yeah, so I think I can open a phone screen repair shop after this, right? Like a side gig. Skills you never knew you had in COVID. Cool. So that's a clip that I had to remove. It was covered by those screws. Now you're seeing all that's held together now is just that wire, that strip. And you'll have to gently go in, make sure you don't damage it. I mean, I'm not using it again, but still. So there I unclipped it. You can see the end right there. It's just basically a clip that's pushed down, so you just kind of pull it off. And now we have the screen off. Yay, happy dance, happy dance. Cool. So I'm putting away some of the screwdrivers, getting my area clean. I won't need these tools again yet, maybe just a screwdriver. So now I'm pulling up my new LCD. So this is my new LCD. At first I tried buying just the glass, the replacement glass, but that was pretty tedious. Most people would recommend that you buy the complete LCD. The glass by itself may seem cheap, less than $10, but it's a real pain, even when it's just the glass that's broken, to just gently pry off the glass from the LCD back end and replace that only. I've tried that a couple times and I've never succeeded, so I tend to go for the LCD. As you can see, they're the exact same thing. The connectors are in the same place. That's something you should check for when you buy a replacement screen. Try to compare it with the one that you have. Make sure that the connectors are in the same place, they're at the same location. They look similar. Check for the camera slots. You know, if you have 3 little holes at the top, make sure they're the same. On the new one, make sure they align. Yeah. You know, if I noticed that in this shot, I noticed that the original, it had like some tape that was kind of holding down those strips to the back of the phone, and you know, I'm trying to put them back on. I'm thinking, you know, there must be a reason why we have these little bits of tape holding this down flat. Maybe it helps to protect it while when the phone is put back together. I really don't know. So I'm just kind of trying to get that back together, you know, putting those little tape things back. Make sure they look the same. Make sure nothing is moving around when I finally close the screen. Yeah, I think they look the same. And look at my afro, it's getting pretty cool, right? Nice. So see me still in my pajamas and with a scarf in the house. Yes, it's pretty cold. Yep. So here I go, kind of aligning everything back, ensuring that, you know, they're in the same position, clipping on that connector that I showed you when I pulled it right off. So it's basically a clip-on. So yes, clipped on, it fits. First step. So the battery is powered, so I'm just kind of like turning it on to make sure that it powers on. And there you can see the Motorola thing coming on. Just by putting on the connector, we're saying that this screen works. So the phone was almost dead. So there I connected the charger. Yes, the screen works, the LCD works. Yay, we got the right screen. So yes, we're on track in terms of fixing this phone. I'm just kind of waiting for a couple minutes or a couple seconds for me to have enough power to totally boot up the phone. The next step, of course, would be to put the phone back together completely so it can be used. Right? Of course, you can't use the phone like this. So bear with me. Bear with me as I wait. I really should have charged it beforehand, right? Just save me some time. But then again, if there was an accident like me puncturing the battery by mistake, then I guess it may be best if it actually doesn't have a fully charged battery. But there you see it, the Motorola emblem. Everything is on the screen. This is a working screen. Half of the job is complete, or 3/4 of the job is complete. See? So I'm just gonna like wait until it finishes all that boot up sequence, so you can see the home screen. Waiting. Seems to be taking a long time this time. Maybe it takes some time for it to register the new LCD. I don't know. You can see there's this bit on the old LCD where it has this like black backing. I'm not sure if it helps with like some electromagnetic or static, or I really don't know. That does not come on the new one. And I actually tried pulling it off, but it was too much. So here we have the boot sequence. It's really nice. It's the first time I'm noticing it. You can tell this is not my phone. Someone bit the screen to actually break it. I won't even go into details about that one. Like, how do you just so idly bite your phone? Oh boy, just I don't know. But yeah, here we are. And here we are. So we have the home screen. You have the pin pad. And here we are, put in the pin, confirm everything is fine, and we're good to go. Yep. So I'm just kind of touching in to show you that the touch works. It's fully functional. The touch works. Not only can we see everything, we can actually touch. A touch works while we can load games, etc. Now I'm kind of turning it off, powering it back off, so I can continue the process. So you remember that little strip that we had to, the metal thing that we had to remove with the screwdriver? We're back to it again. So now that we've connected the LCD, we have to ensure that it's properly in place by adding back this little metal strip. So these screws are so hard to hold, and these little screwdrivers, they're supposed to be magnetic, but they do a really crappy job. So here I am putting back the screws. I think 2 or 3 screws to hold that back together. So try not to do this until you've confirmed that the screen works, right? So I made sure that I booted it up, validated that it worked before going this route, because you can imagine doing all of this, screwing it back together, closing it, and then realizing that it does not work. So Here we are again, screwing this back together, ensuring that everything is in the right place, making sure I didn't lose all the screws. I mean, in this case, to lose a screw would mean something different, right? If you know the term to lose a screw, it kind of means like you're crazy. But in this case, it would mean I just can't put the phone back together the way it was. So, screwing that back in, ensuring it's nice and tight. Yes. We are done with that bit. Okay, I'm just verifying that, you know, everything is the same. There's a bit where I'm thinking, oh, this old one, it had this, you know, like this black backing. It's kind of like a tape, but I don't know what the purpose is, right? I don't know if it helps to protect it against from the battery, etc. It just wasn't going to come off, so I decided to leave it. Not stressing myself over that bit right now. What is next? Well, I know for sure I need to put the screen back together and also ensure that it is sealed. I don't remember if this phone was water resistant. I think it is. A lot of these newer phones are water resistant. I think this water resistant thing may be voided when you change the screen, because I don't think we're really capable of, or maybe just me, right, not capable of gluing the screen back together exactly the way it was put together by the manufacturer. But here I go. I'm going to try and glue the screen back together. So the screen, the kit came with these little glue strips. So they're like double-sided tape. So I watched videos of other people, and what they did was some of them have like a tube of glue that they use, and I think that's way more convenient. But because I'm not doing this full time, I'm not investing in any other materials for this. This is not my full-time gig. So yeah, I have these strips of glue, double-sided tape. So I pull off one side, I kind of like put it in the grooves of where the screen is supposed to be fit, and once I put down one side, I kind of pull off the second side, pull off the other side of the tape so that it's exposed. So basically what I'm doing is that I'm going to do this right around, all around, all four sides of the screen. The idea would be that once this is done and this screen is closed and pressed down, you're supposed to like leave it there for a while, just for the tape to set. Then we'll have the screen in place, flat, secured, and ready to go. So here we have it. I put in the glue around all sides, and I've kind of like pressed the screen in. I'm doing some additional jobs. You know, I've seen videos of people breaking the screen again after pressing it in. I'm trying to be super careful, gentle. Pressing the screen in from the sides to make sure that the double-sided tape catches both sides. I'm now booting it up again to ensure that it still works, that I didn't break anything in the process. So super cool. I was able to change this in around 20, well, not 20 minutes. I did blow dry it a little bit quicker, little bit before I started, so maybe 30 minutes, and potentially cheaper than doing it at the store. This phone is it's a nice budget phone. It costs about 250-ish, brand new, and it's a really good features. It does have face recognition, it does have fingerprint recognition, etc. So the Moto X. So yeah, it's a really cool phone. So I don't want to be paying $100 to fix a phone that costs 200 plus, right? I'd like to avoid that as much as possible. So fixing this at home and buying the screen myself for about $30-ish, and I kept this repair cost down, and you get to use this phone for another year or two depending on whether or not the person using it decides to bite it again. So as you can see, everything is fully working. The touch works. Super awesome. We lost nothing in the process, right? It's just a screen. So we did not lose any functionality by changing the screen. Looks good and new. There's a little bit of glue that may need to be cleaned up from around it, because I was not super neat in laying that glue down, because the strips are so hard. So there you have it, guys. You can change your phone screen at home. It's super easy. All the tools come in the kit.